Hello everyone, and welcome to week 3 of Social Work 552. I hope all is going well and Phil has been treating you good. So far I've been able to grade week 1 of your assignments, so I'm definitely on my way to week 2. To have those back to you guys by this Sunday as well. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or concerns about your comments or grading. You guys are doing excellent. I'm really proud of you, so keep trucking along. So now that we're in week 3, you have 2 different assignments, and the first one is your written assignment, and your second one is actually your first field reflection log. So just to kind of breeze and give you an idea of what I'm expecting for this written assignment is you want to make sure that one, it's in APA format and it's in the Word document, and you can find that over in instructions to major projects and assignments section. I just want to make sure that you guys kind of get into the habitat of just keeping everything in APA format, as I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So your first part of your written assignment is you're going to read Chapter 8 of the Agency Context of Practice and submit the answers to the following questions to me for review. So does your agency have an official mission statement? And if you do, what exactly is that mission? And how do you think your agency shows evidence that it does or does not function in accordance with its mission? What, if any, recommendation would you make for improvement? And so, 9 times out of 10, any type of agency, whether it's for-profit, nonprofit, will have a mission statement, the point of why the agency exists and what it sets out to do. It's very rare that they don't. And if they don't, I'm really interested in, what you see their mission to be, right? So, let's just say hypothetically, there is no mission. Like, I'm just really interested in seeing what you think their mission is, just from the outside looking in. So that's part 1. Part 2, you're going to read Chapter 6, Personal Safety, and submit answers to the following. So the first question is, what agency policies and procedures are in place to ensure personal safety and reduce the risks to agency employees and clients? And so this is a really important question because many of us work with some pretty intensive populations, and I can give you a personal example where I work with youth who can be physically aggressive at times, and so we all are trained in our staff in what's called crisis prevention intervention, is short for CPI, and many of you guys may have had some similar trainings, but it's the idea of teaching us de-escalation techniques and nonviolent restraints if worst possible scenario, and also how to manage crisis on a day-to-day basis depending on what that can look like. So just to give you an idea of, that's kind of, different things that I'm looking for. But, some places have like code names for different things. If you're in a school and there's a code for, the school going on lockdown or things like that, like those are the types of things that I'm looking for. The second question asks you, what kind of high-risk clients or situations are you likely to encounter in your field placement? How will you prepare yourself to deal with them? And so when I first did my field placement a couple of years ago, not too long ago, I worked at a substance abuse population, and all of my clients were HIV positive, but also had some, past incarceration or recent incarceration, homelessness, you name it, they've encountered it. And so there were times where, they would get really heated in group, and I would have to call group, and, threats were made and those types of things. And so just preparing yourself for that can be really crucial, just knowing that sometimes, we're all human and things can go on unexpectedly wrong. And just, if you haven't had any type of training on how to work with clients who may get angry or upset, or how to end a session or a group, I think that can be something that maybe even discuss in supervision. So, maybe you want to process that and figure out what the do's and don'ts are of the policies and procedures around safety and high-risk clients. So that's your first written assignment. So that is due this Sunday by 11:59. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me about that. Your second assignment is actually, let me pull it up here and scroll up. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so you have your first field reflection log due to me. We'll have 3 for the entire semester. You'll get pretty familiar with them after a while. And so the first question asks you to describe your current caseload. So let's just say you have one client that you're working with. Maybe you have four. Maybe you don't have any clients yet because maybe you're at like a crisis center where you just have different clients at different times. Maybe you're doing a couple case management pieces. So I'm just interested in seeing what your caseload looks like. But what's really important that I'm really looking for as well in this question is problems presented by clients and treatment modalities used, right? And so, usually clients are with us for a particular reason, and 9 times out of 10, we're doing some type of goal setting. So are you using cognitive behavioral therapy? Are you using psychodynamic theory and different practices, strength-based perspective to work with your clients? Like, those are the types of things that I'm looking for. And so your second question asks you about other field agency learning activities such as inter-service seminars, conferences, staff meetings, those types of things. So I'm interested in what some of the learning opportunities consist of. Maybe you have case reviews every week, maybe your supervision, but also you're signed up to go to a few outside agency trainings, and I'm interested in that as well. So that's the section you want to talk about with that. Number 3 talks about new learning tasks, educationally challenging to you as a student since your last reflection. So this is actually your first one, so it's okay. It's just worded that way in case we get to your second and third one. But I want you to really, explore this question in as much depth as you can, because processing, as you guys know, is really essential for us as social workers. But educationally challenging, like sometimes it might be ethically challenging, or maybe just trying to figure out what treatment modality to use, or how to even begin to unravel some of the issues. Like, I'm interested to see what the challenge may be for you. Or maybe you're having a challenge with your field instructor, or getting acclimated. So I'm interested in that as well. So for number 4, you're going to choose one of the core competencies and identified in a detailed reflection of a specific experience from your placement. So you're going to pick one of the 9, and then you're going to you're going to refer to the course syllabus for a list of competencies with related behaviors to help guide your discussion. And you're going to be clear in your description of how to demonstrate the behaviors through your field experience. So let's say, for example, the first one is demonstrate ethical and professional behavior. Like, in order to even do that, like, you might want to know what the do's and don'ts are of your agency and what's ethically and professionally expected of you. And although sometimes that may be universal, it may be different from placement to placement. So that's something maybe you want to have a conversation with your field instructor, but maybe you want to make sure that maybe you take an online ethics course, or where it kind of goes through what that looks like nowadays with technology, and just being really professional and setting boundaries with clients and those types of things. So you can pick one of those, and then we dive into number 5. So you're going to describe supervision received since your last reflection, indicate how many times you met and how you prepared for supervision meetings, and reflect on what and was not helpful about this process. So if you're anything like me, I forget a lot, so I jot things down, and so it may be helpful to kind of keep a journal of things you might want to discuss and feel. Maybe it helps to just kind of go through your clients, and then kind of go through maybe some successes, some challenges, those types of things. But I'm interested to see how your supervision experience is going. So those are your assignments that are due this week. This is also due by Sunday by 11:59. In addition to that, you also have your learning contract due next week. So if you want to make sure that you begin talking with your field instructor and reviewing that so you can receive their signature, that's going to be really important. So great. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.